Hi, I want to talk about how to reprogram your mind and why you would even want to do it. And I start with the basics. So you have to imagine that when you get born, your mind is, well, I wouldn't call it empty, but I like to compare it to a computer. So you come and you're fresh out of the box, and you may have the very basic programs. You have some programs how to use your limbs and how to pee and how to scream, things like that, as a baby. And then, because it was too much to give you all the apps, and maybe all the apps or programs wouldn't have been necessary, instead, they get downloaded little by little. So while you're a kid, while you're a baby, while you're a little kid, you start downloading your programs, you start developing your mind and how it works through learning. You learn, you model, you start understanding the world, and that's how your mind takes shape, and you get you could call it programmed. And so you have all these apps, you have all these programs that work in certain situations. You may have programs for relationships and programs for that teach you about yourself, who you are, and there's all this content in there. And like in a computer, when you're the user, so you yourself, when you use your mind, you have access to the surface. So you can open a Word document and write into the document, but unless you are an expert or a programmer, you cannot change how Word, so the program, how it works. Why is that even relevant? The thing is, if your life is not to the T exactly how you want it to be, it means that you have some programs that are not serving you well. It means that stuff happened, or you interpreted stuff a certain way, or people showed you by example how they understand the world, what their programs are. And you thought, okay, that's a useful program, I'll do the same. I'm sure some of it is very obvious, very visible. It's the stuff we work on. It's like, I don't want to be like my parents in this and that way. Let's say, I don't know, your parents weren't very successful in their jobs, or your parents got divorced, or you saw how they treated the rest of the family. Maybe they had some issues or whatever. Whatever it is, you're very likely to have faced similar problems or still be facing them. And then there are also programs that you may not know where they come from or why stuff is not working. Maybe your parents were very successful at their jobs, but you aren't, and you're not sure why. So let's get back to reprogramming your mind. Why would you even want to reprogram your mind, right? Like I said, because your life is not the way you want it to be. And one of the things that may be not programmed quite perfectly is if you're saying right now, yeah, well, life cannot be perfect. I cannot live the way I want to. So that's the first thing. Are you sure? Why not? Why can you not live your life exactly how you want to live it? Why can you not have the job, the partner, the family relationships, the money that you want to have? Why would that be? I tell you, it's because of wrong programming. So we know nowadays that we have patterns, we have things in our brains, in our minds that are not serving us. We have beliefs, we have thoughts that are not serving us well. And some of these That's my cat. Some of these beliefs, some of these thoughts are actually, I wouldn't say manipulating, but they're destroying certain parts of your life, or are being detrimental for it at least. So you're probably saying right now, okay, I get it. So maybe I have to go to therapy and work 5 years on finding out what the wrong programs are and where they came from and who taught me and how to change that. Well, there's another way. While therapy is great, I think therapy is always worth it. It's amazing to work on the things that are conscious to you, that are available to you, and to a certain extent also on the subconscious stuff. But you wouldn't expect to open a Word document and write in the document itself code for a program and expect the computer to then run that program, would you? So it's the same with the brain. How would the brain know that you're writing code if you are writing in your consciousness, in the Word document, not in the Word program? How to get to your programs? How to get to your subconscious? Well, there's a lot of ways, but I want to talk about 3 that have worked very well for me and that are very easy and accessible. And I want to share this with you so that you have the option to see if it works for you as well. One way of doing it, of changing, of reprogramming those apps that are not working in your mind, that are not beneficial to you or creating the life that you want. One way is subliminal videos, subliminal recordings. What does subliminal mean? Subliminal is simply a way of saying that there's a cue, there's some sort of signal out in the world that your subconscious is perceiving, but your conscious mind isn't. How does that work? Well, our consciousness only has so much capacity. It cannot be concerned with everything going on all the time. So right now, whatever I'm feeling, my digestion, my blood flow, my temperature, my breathing, like a lot of my thinking, a lot of that, my movement is going on subconsciously because I don't need to have it in my conscious mind. In my conscious mind right now, I'm trying to formulate those thoughts that I'm trying to tell you. And subliminal videos or recordings are using that. They're circumventing your conscious mind by making the signal, by creating a signal that is accessible to the subconscious without having to go through the consciousness. And it's simply done by either presenting it so fast, in such a low volume, or hidden underneath a different volume that you cannot really perceive it consciously. You can find a lot of subliminal recordings in YouTube actually. There's videos mainly auditive videos, so you can mainly hear subliminal cues. Somebody simply recorded their voice, recorded affirmations, and then there's certain apps that you can use, not mind apps, but real computer apps that will help you mask those cues or make them so fast or in such a low volume that you cannot consciously perceive them. So if, for example, in your life you're saying, I don't have the kind of love relationship that I would like to have, you can look up love subliminal in YouTube and find a lot of videos and simply listen to them. And that way you're giving your subconscious new content. You're rewriting your apps because it's going directly to your subconscious, and your subconscious is learning by repetition, by being exposed to those signals, the mind at some point goes, okay, so that's the content of my love app. So I'm gonna use that, and that's how my love app now works. And usually those videos have positive affirmations. I recently did it a lot with my immune system because my immune system wasn't working the way I wanted it to, and that worked really well as well. So that's subliminal. That's one way how to reprogram your mind. Another way how to reprogram your mind is hypnosis. I'm actually a hypnotherapist, amongst other things, and I have exposed myself to a lot of hypnosis. And the beautiful thing about hypnosis is, contrary to what a lot of people believe, you're not completely out of control or in like a weird state where you're there but you're not there and somebody could do with you whatever they wanted. On the contrary, what it is that you're very relaxed, but you're focused. You're focused on what you're hearing, on what you're listening to, on either your hypnotherapist who's there with you, or again, you can find videos in YouTube with hypnosis about topics that you like. So you can simply listen to someone helping you relax, helping you get into a brain state where you can receive those affirmations that are also later coming or being part of the hypnosis in your subconscious instead of through your consciousness. So subliminal, hypnosis, and simply affirmations. So affirmations very much, they're being used in all of this. Affirmations are pretty much the code that is being used to rewrite your programs. So what you do is you use positive affirmations in those topics in your life that you don't feel they're going the way you want them to. So for example, you're very stressed all the time lately. You're stressed and tense and you don't feel very good. Affirmations would be things like, I feel great. I am in a very relaxed state. I can take whatever life throws at me and stay relaxed and at peace. I am at peace throughout the day and sleep really well. My muscles are relaxed. My body feels great. I feel great. Things like that. So it pretty much, you can come up with whatever resonates with you, or you can use affirmations that are readily available already in the internet and in what I have most experience with is in YouTube again. It's very available if you just put affirmations and then the topic like affirmations stress. If you put that right now or affirmations peace, you will find a lot of resources for that. And those affirmations, very similar to hypnosis or the subliminal affirmations that are being used, can go to your subconscious if you put them on in the right moment. For example, if you do it, if you lay down and just really relax, or I don't know, if you do yoga, you do it in the relaxation at the end, or you do it when you go to bed and before you fall asleep or while you fall asleep, and also while you sleep. It works. The beautiful thing with those affirmations that is just spoken positive phrases is that you can record them yourself. You can just look at your life, see the parts that you don't like, find a positive spin on it, like instead of saying I am not stressed, you would say I am relaxed, I feel good. And then you record those and you play them whenever you feel it's a good moment, you're relaxed, and you can listen to them. You can listen to them every night and just see what happens. It usually hypnosis can be very strong, so it can already make a difference after one time. Rewriting your mind will take a little longer usually. I would recommend listening to it for 3 weeks and then taking a break and seeing where you're at, and maybe using a different recording, or record yourself different affirmations if you're doing it with your own voice, which a lot of people really like listening to their own voice because they feel like they cannot be tricked, or it's someone they really trust. Anyways, I've had friends say to me, you use those videos on YouTube, you don't know what they're talking about in the subliminal stuff, for example, because you can't really hear it, you can only read, and then you have to trust that that's really what they're telling you. But again, you can really feel how something feels for you. And if any of the subliminal videos that I listen to, the recordings that I listen to, don't feel good for me, I don't listen to them. Anyways, do it with your own voice. A lot of people really like that and trust that, and see what happens. And with time, I will leave more videos here in the description, links to videos where I speak, where I recorded hypnosis to different topics. You can see if you like any of those. You can also find a lot of other people and voices and topics in YouTube. And I will leave a link for a really interesting video from Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's talking about the same thing, only he explains it more in depth. And please leave a comment. I would really love to hear if this has been clear, if there's any questions, if you would like me to explain anything else. I plan on posting more videos, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.